okay, so you know a lot about like playing goalie, and we're both kind of charismatic cats. Can't we sit Marty down and say, dude, can we just end it after this year? Don't come back for your Mickey Mantle hits 240 with the Yankees last year in New Jersey. Like, shouldn't just this be the end for Marty?
Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying. You know, I had the chance to play with him, and I certainly respect everything that he's accomplished. His all-time leading wins and certainly some other categories too. But I think the thing for Marty right now, he has to make a decision based on his own terms. I think one of the biggest challenges for him is he didn't want to adapt his style. And like anything else, you know, nothing waits for you. You always have to continue to evolve. And I use Michael Jordan as a great example. You know, he was my hero growing up from a sporting standpoint. And I mentioned Grant Fuhr too. But the thing about Jordan is his game. He always kept evolving his game. And any weaknesses or perceived weaknesses, he always continued to work on them. I guess for our younger listeners, Kobe Bryant's a great example of that. So as Jordan got older and he started losing some of his athletic ability and his ability to jump over buildings, he worked on his ground game. He worked more on his shooting. He worked on his turnaround jumper. He worked on his post game, his post-up game. You know, he learned that through Akeem Olajuwon, who was one of the best centers of all time. He went to his house in Houston and learned that from him. Like, he just kept getting better and working on things so he could still be effective, even though he lost a step athletically in terms of his athletic gifts. And I think that the challenge with Marty is when I played with him, he was always adamant about, no, I'm going to use these pads. No, I'm going to use these gloves. It doesn't matter. Like, if I have smaller equipment, it's a big advantage for me. Like, he looked at it as a big advantage for him when clearly the trend and the success, if you look at it, was, okay, how do you maximize the size of your equipment? Here's why you maximize the size of your equipment as per the NHL rules, and here's how you modify your game. So it became more of a butterfly-based game, and he was steadfast on, I don't play like that. That's not the way I'm going to play. That's not my style. That's not my style type thing. And in the end, can you argue with him? Certainly no, because of his success and all that he's accomplished. But I have to think that if he had implemented more of those elements into his game, I think because he still has his athletic ability to an extent, I still think he'd be a more effective goalie than we're seeing right now. But he kind of wanted to do it his own way and kind of, you know, stick to his guns, if you will, where those things are concerned. And as you know, guys, it's about evolution. Everything's about evolution. You evolve or you die, right? So I think for him, he's having a tough time and having certainly a lot more inconsistency in his game in this last 4 to 5 years. And I believe that that's the main reason why.